to another episode of the Knitchat with Jenn podcast. I am your host, the Jenn, and welcome. If you are new, coming into this teeny tiny corner of YouTube, thank you for finding me. If you are returning, thank you so much for returning. What else? You can find me other than YouTube as Knitty Witchy on Instagram and on Ravelry. I am mostly on Instagram, so check me out. I am public. Originally I was private, but I am now public, so you can find me easily as Knitty Witchy. So come with me, let's chat. Grab your beverage of choice. I am drinking water because I am outside. Yes, that's what you hear. Hopefully you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I have you set up on the lounge chair while I'm sitting on the pavers. That's the only way I can do it, is if I'm sitting on the ground. So let's chat what we're going to chat about today. We're going to chat about knitting and chitter chatter. That's all I have today. So hopefully it's a short one. I wanted to do a Ask Me Anything, but no one sent questions, so you can't do anything about that. So it's going to be a short one today, y'all. It's going to be a short one. All right. Knitting. I actually have 2 works in progress, but I already gave one of them away. It was, if you go back in the last episode, which was, last week, you should see the green Angora socks, the York socks by Nina Phillips of Knitting Expat. That I finished, so that is off to the recipient, my friend Heidi, my best friend Heidi, and she hasn't told me if she liked them or not. She was very excited when I gave it to her, so I need to ask her about that. Second, did I say works in progress? Oh my goodness. FOs. 2 FOs, finished objects. My brain is scattered. It's always scattered. What am I saying? Not just today, every day. 2 finished objects, sorry. And the one I just told you, the second one, of course I forgot sock blockers. I'm not going back inside to grab one. Are these beautiful things. Hello. Hello. My name is Shucky. Hello. Oh my god. There's cat hair all over. These are my on-the-go socks, so that's why you haven't seen these before. These are, no, I've shown it to you in future knitting. So these are, I don't know if you can see it. I mean, it's pretty neon. From what I see on the screen, it's pretty true to color. These are Jitterbug sock yarn. I got this in 2010. All right, I'm getting through my 2010 stash. I think I'm almost done. Just a basic vanilla sock pattern, 64 stitches, US 1, 2.25 millimeter needle. I've been doing a lot of toe-up socks, so, and if you ever want to know how I do my socks, please let me know. Comment below or message me on Ravelry, and I will gladly answer you how I do it, because I can give it to you. I can give you the pattern. I can give it to you. It's very simple, very easy. So if you are a beginning sock knitter and need a pattern or a guideline, let me know. I can give it to you. There's a ton in Ravelry, so, but if you want me, I've been knitting socks for a long time and I've perfected it. I feel like I perfected it for me. Still working on it with my husband. He's blowing through his socks. So I think it's content, not pattern. But anyway, these are my go-to socks. My go-to running around, I need something to knit so I don't go crazy socks. Ta-da! Let me show you the yarn label. I put it already, let's see. All right. So this is Jitterbug. Jitterbug in the Honolulu 96. And then if you want to know, this is the, I didn't buy it, but this is the yarn that I made for my friend's sock that I made. Alright, and I cast it on a new pair of going around socks, but again, as I said, I'm not going to show you those until they are done. Alright, so works in progress. There are not that many. I did start working on the Navelli again because I wanted to finish the pattern socks, so I did that. So I started working. I'm in the middle of a row, but it's okay. So I believe the last time I showed you this, I barely made it I was around here, right around. So I've done some more. This is the back. As you can tell, I'm changing colors. So I was getting worried. I think I talked about this the last time I talked about the Navelli. So I was getting worried that I didn't have enough of this yarn for the front. So since I had a ton of the body of this one, I decided, you know what, it would look really pretty if I did blocking, right? So if you kind of look, so imagine it's kind of, yeah, okay, so this is the body, right? This is the body. So imagine this is the front because it's exactly the same, right? Wouldn't that be pretty? This is about 4 3/4. So I have to go to 8 3/4. So no, 8 1/4 inches. So imagine that in the color block and then just do one color for the shaping. I like it. And it's my sweater, so I was pretty impressed with my idea. So that way I don't run out of yarn and it could match, right? I think it will work. And I have plenty of both of the wool-mizas to do it. So it was just the Yarn Love yarn that I wasn't so sure about. So I think this is a good a good solution. So see it again. And then if you want to look, it's kind of right. So you put the front stitches on hold. It looks big. It does. It looks big. But it's supposed to have a ton of these. So I think it's gonna fit. It's gonna be fine because I think it's gonna be fine because it's meant to have a ton of ease, right? To billow out. It's a crop top, and the measurements for the shoulder, for the armpit, was small for my, for this. So I'm in the right direction. Hello, butterfly. it's a nice day, and I figured since the backyard's getting close to being ready, I wanted to do it. Is it getting too hot? Yeah. Let me move you up. So, how you doing? Okay. It's dimming on me, so now I can't see you. So, that is all I've been working on. I'm pretty much close to monogamish right now, so that's my life. And I start school on Tuesday. The kids don't come back, but I come back to work for meetings and getting stuff prepared and ready. Although as a librarian, I get an extra week to prepare, get the schedule all finalized and stuff, so, and get the library ready, so I don't have to work as much on my workspace, but more on getting stuff ready. So, anyway, that's it. And I believe I said I would show you my Cozy Memories blanket. So, I brought it out for you. Soup. So, these are all, as you notice, they're repeats because I had a lot of scrap yarn that had a lot of yarn. So, as you can see, they're kind of repeats. I made one of my sweaters out of this, socks, Peter socks, but they're blown out. Same. Trying to find. Okay. So then I finally ran out of this and continue with the sparkle. Then I added this self-striping from Luna Pearl. And that's the last I've done in a couple of years. So I pulled it out so I can start doing some more. And what's funny is I had been looking for this stitch marker forever for one of my projects, and I'm like, where did it go? I know it was in here. So I should start working on it. And look at all these ends. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I do this to myself? So that's it. And then here's my, I don't know if you can see, my little minis or scraps. I still have a ton of other scraps, so I mean, this is not the end. This is not the end of it. So I have a ton of others. I will be going on that project for a long time. So that's why it's like no rush to finish it. No rush. And that's my knitting. Nothing to really talk about in books. I don't have much of recommendations. Because I've been thinking, like, what recommendations can I give you? And you probably already know these recommendations. TV-wise, we don't watch much TV anymore. So we've been going through Deadwood one episode at a time. We're caught up on The Handmaid's Tale. Whew. I can only do one episode at a time. We haven't been watching a lot of TV. I've been more interested in reading, so, and I've already told you what I've been reading, so I don't really have much to talk about. So let's chitter chatter, shall we? I am back from my retreat, my yoga retreat to the ashram. Oh my God. Can I go back? I want to go back so bad. It was really good. I did not end up joining a cult. it was my being silly. So, but no, it was really good. It was amazing. I want to go back. I'm trying to see if I can get back in October around Columbus Day, because the district calls it Indigenous Peoples Day, which I'm totally fine with. So I want to do that so that way I can come Saturday in the afternoon, spend a whole day on Sunday, and then leave on Monday. I mean, it's a short trip, but Peter doesn't have that day off, so I figure he's not losing time with me, and I get to spend it in the ashram. It was just so good. I've been telling people this. It's so good. And it's something I've been looking for a long time. It's not a religion, although it could be seen as a religion, but it's really more of a spirituality that I've been seeking for a while in yoga. And I finally, because yoga, and excuse me if you can hear the scratching, I'm rearranging. So yoga in the modern sense is, we know it as an exercise, all right? We know more of the hatha yoga, the poses, the headstands, the handstands, the twisting and the pretzel and stuff. That is all hatha yoga, or asanas. Asanas means postures. There's way more to yoga, and if you search up yoga in Wikipedia, which is fine to look at for references, but not for quoting in your papers. If you look for a reference to start with, if you look up the Wikipedia article for yoga, there's so much more to yoga than just the asanas and the vinyasa flows and whatnot. And I've been looking this up, I've been researching it, I've been reading it, but I haven't found the connection. And the ashram gave me that connection, the how to practice it. And it was just like a light bulb, and it was wonderful. And I got to talk with people about everything, and I got to learn so much more than I thought I would. And I got to practice yoga, hatha yoga, twice a day. I got to eat delicious vegetarian food. I didn't have to worry about if I was eating right. It was just perfect. And I got to experience chanting and meditation and breathing, and it was just such a positive experience. Everyone was so positive and happy, and there was no Kool-Aid involved, and it was just so pure. It was so good. I actually woke up at 5:30 every morning and was able to get out of bed without any complaints. It was wonderful. And you know how I weaned myself off coffee in order to get ready for it? You would think that I would go back. No. I know, right? I know. I quit caffeine. I still drink decaf coffee because I actually really like the taste of coffee, but I don't need it. Although I did have a chocolate chip cookie at my crafty brunch with my knit group, my craft group, and I don't know if the caffeine in that will affect me. I don't think so, because it's minuscule, right? I'm not talking really fast, am I? I hope not. But yeah, I felt really good, and I don't know if it's because of the smoothies that I've been doing too, but I came home and I weighed myself because I felt lighter. I lost 4 pounds. Yeah. 3 pounds. 3 pounds. So I want to keep going. I figured out what feels good for my body, because I've never really understood the feeling of full. that's something that maybe we as Americans don't know. So, I've never learned it. You always ate all the food on your plate. But when you go to restaurants, it's like we were talking about this with a couple of our friends about this. It's like they give you so much food, so you eat until the point where you're like, oh. I've never gotten to the point where I've eaten and I'm satisfied, but I'm not bulging and whatnot. So I finally found that in the ashram when we ate brunch and dinner. So now I'm trying to recreate that at home. And I ate a burger yesterday, so if you live in the East Bay area, by the way, of California, did I say that already? I'm from the East Bay, California, East Bay area of San Francisco. So if you are ever in the East Bay area in Hayward, California, go to Val's Diner, VAL''S Diner, Val's Burgers. You can't go to Val's Burgers without burgers, okay? And they're the best. But they're cash only, okay? They're from 1957, 58. They still do not take check or card, so bring cash. It's so good, oh my god. So yes, I had a burger yesterday, but anyway. But other than that, I haven't been eating meat, no coffee. I did drink wine, because one glass a day is not gonna hurt you. But I've started reading some more books about this specific branch of yoga, because there's so many branches of yoga. There's Iyengar, there's Bikram, there's Forest, there's the Vinyasa. I don't know if that's created by someone specifically, but there's Vinyasa, Ashtanga. There's so many yogas, and if you read about yoga in Wikipedia, you'll see that. There's also a really good yoga journal article that I was reading that talks actually specifically the branch that I went to. It's called Shivananda Yoga, and I think I put the link to the yoga farm a few episodes ago, but I'll put down below maybe a Wikipedia article about Shivananda Yoga. I promise you, you're not gonna click to a cult. I know. Us Americans are not used to this, but it's good. It works for me. It's been something I've been searching. So I've been keeping up with the practice and the what we call pranayama, which is the breathing work, and meditation in the morning, and doing yoga. I'm back to doing yoga once a day, and doing sun salutations in the morning to wake me up, but you have to do with what works for you. And when you're in the ashram, you're kind of just alone. You are free to do all this stuff, but when you get home, that's where the practice really has to start. So that's what I'm working on. You just went on a trip. Sorry. The wind. That was so weird. The wind carried you. Oh, the wind's gonna do it again. Sorry, y'all. So basically, a day at the ashram is this. You wake up at 5:30 in the morning. They ring a bell, wake-up bell, and they say, Om Namah Shivaya. It's 5:30. And then that's your call to wake up. They also give you a 5:45 ringing, like, Om Namah Shivaya. It's 5:45. So that you can go down to the meditation hall and do satsang, which is you meditate for about 20-30 minutes, and they have a specific way of meditation. It's just looking inward. Then you do some singing and chanting, and then they do kind of a lesson, some life lessons about in yoga philosophy. One of them, we got to travel through all the ashram's temples. That was fun. And then that's from 6 to 7:45. Then they have a yoga class from 8 to 10. And then you have brunch from 10 to, it didn't take me that long to eat, so about 10:45. And from there, you are either given an assignment for karma yoga. You don't have to do karma yoga. Karma yoga is a yoga that you practice where it's self-serving. The opposite of self-serving. You serve others. That's karma yoga. And so in that way, you're serving the ashram, they're giving you your space to heal. So what can you do to help the ashram? And it's usually just kitchen duty. So you can either do that in the morning or after dinner in the evening time. So after that, if you're not on kitchen duty at 10:45, then you're done for the rest of the day until 4 o'clock. Unless you're doing a workshop. If you're doing workshops or programs, that's when you have some time and to, either take a shower or, quickly get stuff ready, and then you do lessons, classes. But if you're there for a yoga vacation, chill. You're chilling. You have nothing that you have to do until 4 o'clock. I'm serious. I want to go back so bad. It's your time to reflect on yourself. So you can hike, go to the temples to meditate. You can go to the library where it's air conditioned and it was 90 degrees up there. Oh my God, was it hot. You could go to the library to read, to study. If you're wanting to study more, do the Jnana yoga, which is learning for knowledge about yoga, about yourself, about anything. Just learning yourself, studying, finding all the wisdom that you can take. You can swim in the pond, which I did. It was kind of murky, and there are fish in there, but the fish little nibble, and then you're done, And it was just so nice to cool down. It was great, and you can just sit by the pond, and they have this fountain, and you can see the dragonflies, and you see the fish, and you can hear the frogs. You'll hear it was wonderful. You could sit and read, and I would knit sometimes. You could just sit in your cabin and sit outside on the deck, and that's what I also did, was sit on the deck and knit a little and just listen. It was just so quiet, and the farm was so beautiful. I haven't been telling people this. There's a little pet farm. The farm has a little pet area. They have an alpaca and 3 goats. Oh my God, the goats are so cute. I asked them if they did anything with the alpaca's fur, and they're like, we shear them and then we give them away. I'm like, okay, because they don't know how to process. So so you could pet the animals, spend time with the animals. They have a ton of animals around. So not only are the alpacas and the goats, they have cats roaming around to help with the mice, because it's a farm, and there's dogs. So you could sit on the deck and you can read and knit. I actually didn't knit that much. I know, surprising, right? It took me 2.5 days before I actually pulled out my knitting. I know. It's kind of weird, right? I don't know what came over me. Because I was doing more studying. I was more reading. I was reading the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. the Yoga Sutras, which is where you get all the information about the 5 types of yoga, 8 limbs of yoga. So I was reading that mostly, and just kind of, you went on a journey again. I think I need to wrap it up. So that's it. It was a wonderful experience. I want to go back in October. I don't know what else to say. Came back so zenned out. Like, still kind of zenned out. Let's see how it goes when school starts. I'm kind of like expecting that. I'm like, this is summertime, so I'm zenned out. I'm so chill. I'm relaxed. So let's see how it is when school starts, okay? When things get really busy and I have to do that long commute. So, but that's why I want to go back in October. Just kind of reset. Now there is a Shivananda Yoga Vedanta Center in San Francisco, so maybe I can do programs there. But it's not the same. To me, it's not the same. But I still plan to. What else? School starts. I'm gonna try to see. I see some weeds. Ugh. I'm gonna try to see if I can podcast either once a week on the weekends or every 2 weeks. We'll see, but I'm not gonna promise. But I am gonna continue on this to show my knitting and to be where I am. All right. So that's it. That's all I'm gonna chatter about, which actually went longer than I thought I would. So, because I can always chatter a lot in front of myself. Do you want to see the backyard? You want to see the backyard? Here, I'll show you. All right, let's see. This was mostly done by Peter, and the one bed that's raised a little, that's where the grass is gonna be. That is done by someone else. They finished most of it, but they couldn't get the sod that we wanted, so hopefully they'll be done tomorrow or Tuesday. So we shall see. But yeah, a lot of this was done by Peter. So honestly, it's not perfect, but I like it. And that's what matters, right? It's getting to where it's nice. Although I still see weeds coming up and it's driving me nuts. We spent so much to get it re-tilled and scraped out, and they're still flipping weeds. I don't understand. How do they come out? It's like, just die already. Get out. Which technically, weeds are just plants that you don't want, right? Well, I don't want you. Go away. Ugh. So I gotta pull them out. Ugh. Whatever. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me again. If you like this video, like it, please. If you don't, just don't. I don't care. If you like to be updated, please subscribe. This actually helps me become a little bit bigger if you subscribe or you like the video. It helps me become a little bit more public, so I can be found more. So if you are willing, please like and please subscribe. Otherwise, it is so nice to talk with you. Thank you so much for joining me. And as before, the light in me sees and recognizes and loves the light in you. Namaste.